Ciao a tutti belli e brutti, bentrovati su Honkai Star Rail, bentornati anche sul canale di Games in una certa maniera. Io sono Mattville Gamer e siamo pronti a procedere con la nostra avventura. Andiamo, dai, via, su. Niente fronzoli, niente componibili.
But thinking about it, I feel a bit bad about Clara. We promised her that...
You tried your best. Don't blame yourself. I should have considered such a situation in advance. And it was Svarog who attacked first.
I didn't mean for you guys to start beating yourselves up over it. Look on the bright side. Things turned out alright, didn't they? Now everyone knows that the real problem here is the Stellaron, and they're willing to help. All in all, the mission is going super smoothly.
But we still have a lot left to figure out. For instance...
Where's the Stellaron? Why does Coca-Cola have it in for us? Who is this?
Exactly. We don't even have the Stellaron. Cocolia's sudden change in attitude is also very curious. We still haven't put all of the pieces together. Dreams?
Oh, I remember you mentioned something about strange dreams before.
All three dreams were the same. With Cocolia...
It would be weird to call it a coincidence.
I'm wondering if these dreams aren't just random. If there is some meaning behind them.
Because of the Stellaron and...
That's my hunch.
Maybe.
I have no proof.
Vero?
Well, then that's as good as nothing for now. So,
That's as good as nothing.
After all this talk, we're still back at square one.
We solve a puzzle one piece at a time.
One piece at a time, yeah.
Let's get some rest.
Let's get some rest.
We'll talk to Wildfire tomorrow and get to the bottom of this. Also, there's still one more key character we haven't talked to yet. Her connection to Cocolia may be the key to cracking this mystery.
Yeah. Ma lei è solo altro. Gerti. Well? Ah, ok, non l'ho detto io, l'ho detto lei. How do you find the bed? Bene. Ah, l'ho già fatta sta roba. We would like to have a rest. I filled out the server rating card.
Come right on in. Take a seat.
Can we talk? Poi. Ma qui ci sono solo wow. Devo esaurire Iron Pot. Wild herb soup, Iron Pot braised all, candied mushroom with pepper, rat jelly, ostia che schifo. Rat jelly no. La faccio parlare, esaurisco tutte le conversazioni, perché comunque sai, si sa mai, magari da una conversazione viene fuori una missione secondaria, che ne sai. Non si sa mai in questi giochi. A parte che ci sono già 8 milioni di missioni secondarie da fare. Però quelle le faccio da solo. Le faccio offline. Vedi quanto parlano? Madonna. Parlano quante linee di dialogo. Sono impegnati a questo gioco e pensare che è gratis. L'ho già detto, lo so, però per essere un gioco gratis si sono impegnati parecchio. Dai, riposati. Thank you, Ashley. Bye.
Your bag. It must have been exhausted.
You are back. You're back. Eccoci. Solita stanzetta. Che è esattamente uguale a quella... Qui esco. Vai a dormire, dai. Reminding. Buonanotte.
Over there.
Ah
See
già,
that?
vero. Che queste
That
sono
used to be
rimaste...
the worst street in Rivet Town, and it's also where I grew up. My friends and I used to wander those streets, thinking about where to find our next meal. That is, until Chief Oleg got me out and took me to the orphanage.
Cioè, queste due hanno scoperto di essere cresciute nello stesso posto, stesso orfanotrofio e sono rimaste a
There,
parlare.
I learned to read and write from Natasha. At the age of 10, I started to patrol the mines with Oleg, occasionally getting into fights with the local thugs.
That sounds nice.
Nice? You being sarcastic with me?
Oh, no, sorry. Life in the underworld is difficult. I shouldn't be speaking about it.
You're always so serious. It really gets on people.
Right. What I meant was... I kind of envy you, Zila. For as long as I can remember, my days have been an endless cycle of studying, etiquette lessons, and every day all I hear is, "Remember who you are, Bronya. This is against the Architect's admonishments, Bronya. Ladies shouldn't use such foul... Some may envy this kind of life, but I have felt trapped. When every choice and every goal has already been made for you.
No, I can't. But more importantly, what kind of foul language are you...
In the name of the Architects, I shall stick this spear into your nostril.
That's it? Oh, that's nothing. Looks like I'll have to teach you some underworld slang before you go back.
No. That...
It'll be better than poking people's nostrils, at least. I never thought that I'd be here having a heart-to-heart with the future Guardian. As a kid, I didn't meet many people who lived in the overworld. I only heard stories from the grown-ups and figured you were all just a bunch of...
I've heard from some Silvermane veterans that before the orders were made to seal off the underworld from the overworld, there was no difference between the two places. Everybody ate the same food, chatted about the same topics. Even though times are different now, things like the joys and sorrows of life, the ties between people, these precious... There is a way to bridge the gap between the two worlds. We can definitely go back to the time when you and I were not divided. When we could stand side by side against the Eternal Freeze and the Fragmentum.
I'm not like you. I don't have that many grand plans for the future. But if that's the future you want...
Thank you, Zila. Your trust is...
Speaking of which, what are you...
Yes.
No, ho saltato.
I thought it was... As long as I am the Guardian's successor, those truths will come out sooner or later. But why does my mother hide it from me? And why does she want me to hunt down the outsiders who know about the nature of the Stellaron? I thought it over. There's only one thing I can do.
You... Hold on. You're not really going, are you? Alone? You can't.
I've already thought it through, Zila. I am Madame Cocolia's daughter. That will never change. Be it my duties as her heir or as a Silvermane guard. I must face my problems head on.
Bronya.
This is for you, Zila. Please help me pass it on to the outsiders. If I am unable to see you again.
Okay, I understand. You've made up your mind, and there's nothing I can say that will change it. But remember this.
Then I'll be waiting for you.
Madonna, si odiavano fino a un paio di puntate fa, mo sono le amiche della vita.
So, did you come to this spot when you were a child?
Of course. I just didn't appreciate how nice it... Very nice.
c'ha quell'altra, Bronia. C'ha dei capelli allucinanti. No?
That was a good sleep.
Incredibile, abbiamo riposato, non è successo niente, è strano. Ops, sbagliato. Buongiorno.
Took you long enough, sleepyhead. We've been waiting all day. I've noticed that our sleep routines don't match
Don't
up.
match up.
You either keep getting up in the middle of the night or snoozing away until the day's almost out. Unacceptable. You gotta work on...
Did you have a dream again last night?
I dreamed that
Oh, that happens to me all the time. It feels like I had a dream, but I can't...
Well then, let's go find Wildfire to discuss her next move and see if they have any new discoveries.
Let's go! I can't wait to finally get back above ground!
Yeah, in the end, finally, it will be nice. Andiamo. No, aspetta, dov'è? Ah, su. Qua. Wildfire.
Oh, look who's here.
It's the Banus Farag, the big hero of the underworld, and the other big heroes.
Were those lines rehearsed?
Where's Natasha?
She has a bunch of other things to attend to, so I hope you don't mind talking to this old man instead. By the way, sorry for keeping that whole thing about her being the actual leader of Wildfires.
I'm not seeing the apologies here. It doesn't matter anymore, whatever happened to trust.
I'm glad you don't mind. Natasha is always cautious, but she has no ill intent, as you surely have noticed. She told me to make sure you return to the overworld safely. I gave it some thought, and I think the safest way is to ask this fella for help.
I brought you down. I can take you back up, free of charge.
There's no need to knock us out this time, right?
Of course not. This time, we'll go back through the furnace core.
And why do we need you? Just tell us the path they used before. Only give us somewhere else to go.
Please, don't be like that. We have so much history together. Can't you have a little faith?
Ugh, enough chatter. Just be a good guide.
Sembrerebbe di no. Just be a good guy.
Hold on. What about Bronya? Why isn't she here?
She already went back. As you know, she has some things to settle with the Supreme Guardian.
What? She just ditched us and went back? How could you let her?
She's not good.
Ugh, enough about Sampo. We need him for this trip. And we can still get rid of him after we reach the surface.
Miss Sela, I'm still here, you know.
Oh, right. Bronya told me to give you this.
She left us a letter. Could this be one of those open in case of emergency letters? I've never gotten one of those before. Should we wait until we...
Stop overthinking and just open it.
But finché mi much then by the time you read this letter should have returned to the Okay.
Brother and sister Landau. I know the brother must refer to Japar. Oh, Serval! So she's Japar's older sister. Blonde, tall, good-looking. Oh, those Landau genes.
Sampo, do you know...
Landau. Yeah, we're all friends. I've mostly dealt with the younger brother in the past, but the sister... She's much scarier. Today's supposed to be a day of celebration, so let's not talk. We can set out at any time. Just come find me when you're ready.
Ciao. Mother's Earth Editor Club. I knew she was dodgy. Explain. Explain. Think long and hard about where the space station is land, blah blah blah. La Madonna. What group chat is this one? Take ultimate to the face. Ma che è sta cosa? Richard Know-It-All. Licenseless Spaces. Driving. You already know me. M-Robot. Mi chiami Mr. Robot? Questo è un guidatore dello spazio senza patente. M-Robot, che mi sembra una referenza a Mr. Robot. Riccardo conosce tutto. You already know me. Accepted mission. Simulated universe. Well, madonna, che è sta cosa? How much does it pay? What's a scanner? Ok. Vai, prendiamo tutto, prendiamo. Madonna, che è tutta sta roba? Requiem mess. Who the heck are you? Who's Scott? Dottor Dig, ma chi è? What? E chi è? Ring and Stage. Madonna, quante robe. Quante robe si stanno aggiungendo. Oh, Hook! Companion mission. Oleg. What is the chief? Hey Chief. Anche questa è una companion. Companion! Porca vecchia. Slice of life. Finito? Ok. Madonna, ma mi ha rifilato 228... Ring stage 1, ring stage 2, gladiator. No! La Super League. Sembra quella del calcio che si parla tanto adesso di Super League. Ma quante cacchio di missioni mi ha rifilato. Guarda qui. Ma noi per il momento ce ne sbattiamo e andiamo avanti. Sampo.
Well, my friends, are you ready to head out? Ask away, my friend. What else is there to say? But to be honest, I'm not very... Oh, she's quite extraordinary. I heard that her
She's
old...
quite
I used to go to her
extraordinary.
sometimes when I... It's, passing... it's easier for you young...
Scorriamo
You
tutte
haven't heard enough
le...
about me, huh? Well, my friends, are you ready to head... What's the matter? Got to attack?
Got to attach to the underwear, the Capri.
You ready yet? If you want to... What? Not much. It really... I promised her that I would... I didn't... Hardy combat and... Of course. Chief Oleg. It was my choice to go up. Not... I made a All right.
Oleg.
Ah, young lady. Something you want. Natasha
Yep.
trusts me. But the most important thing, a leader. I was actually... But as things would have it, there's nothing to regret. I was actually... But as things would have it, do I miss it? Wildfire's already made it through, and much of that is thanks to... Fortunately, Svarog, you still have a long journey ahead.
Vai. Sampo.
Well, my friends, are you
È
ready
ora,
to...
è ora.
Wonderful.
Andiamo, let's go.
Remember to bring enough food.
Wonderful.
Mother, I have returned.
Rania, I thought I'd lost you. Where were you? Are you hurt?
No, there's no need. I don't want to see Sebas right now. Sorry. I'm fine, really. I just got into a few skirmishes down in the underworld, but nothing.
The underworld. Oh, in that case, report everything you saw. Commander Rania.
After the failed pursuit at Backwater Pass, the wanted outsiders and I were somehow taken to the underworld. Because of the difficult situation we were in, we formed a temporary alliance to help the residents of the underworld resolve a few. We also defeated an ancient robot known as Svarog and learned some truths about the Stellaron.
I'm listening. Go on.
Madam Cacolia, it is my firm belief that the visitors from beyond the sky are not the villains we had imagined before. I witnessed them take up arms in the name of justice and risk their lives for the sake of others. I can also ascertain that they did come for the Stellaron, but only to relieve the disaster it has brought upon Belobog. Mother, you've always known the truth about the Stellaron, haven't you? Well, the responsibility of bearing that truth will fall upon me one day. Such is the burden of being Guardian, to carry these secrets for eternity. Ask you to forgive my defiance, but I believe that the order to dispatch the outsiders was a mistake. To solve the problems brought on by the Stellaron, the architects waited hundreds of years. And those outsiders may be the...
Enough! Arrogant. Ignorant. You disappoint me, Bronya. You merely glimpsed the tip of the iceberg. And now you think you know everything. You spend a short time with that underworld. Guards! Take Bronya.
They are not scum. My entire life, everything you ever kept from me. I remember it clearly now. This time I am standing my ground, Madam Guardian. And please, stop dismissing me with vague excuses. Tell me what you have seen. What exactly it is you are hiding. Why do you send the Silvermane guards to die in the Fragmentum? Why have you abandoned the people of the underworld? And why? Why did you have that sudden change of mind?
I knew this moment would come sooner or later. I just didn't expect it would be so soon. You want to know why I gave those orders? Is that right? Do you believe you're ready to...
Yes.
Then come with me, Bronya. It is time you heard it. The voice of this Dying world.
Ah, we're finally back.
No.
Where's Sambo?
Nope. Next question. Where's our next stop? We should find somewhere to put our feet up. As long as it's not Goethe Hotel again.
Classic unreliable Sambo. He probably guessed we'd ask where his hiding place was. No sooner are we back in the administrative district than he sneaks off.
The bro or the sis? If you're talking about Chapard, we should be careful. He's a top Silvermane guard. He'd probably get a medal for every one of us he brought in. Don Hung, what do you think?
I think it'd be best to pay a visit to Serval Landau.
So, you think we should avoid Chapard for the time?
He's an elite officer of the Silvermane Guards. It wouldn't be easy to get to him. Besides, if he hasn't been persuaded by Branya's letter, we'd be walking right into the lion.
Makes sense. Guess we better head over to Serval's workshop then?
But we must keep a low profile. We're still wanted fugitives.
What's wrong, Zila?
Nothing. It's the last time I was on the surface. I was still a child. I have no memory. The overworld and the underworld. We've been cut off. I'm okay. Let's go. There are so many Silvermane guards on patrol. Is it usually like this?
No. I don't remember the security being this tight last time. It might have something to do with us. The Supreme Guardian has probably learned of our arrival already. Branya.
Vai. Andiamo prima.
The shop's closed today. You'll have to come back tomorrow.
It's a bit.
I remember. Quick, act natural and get inside.
Action natural and get inside.
All right, you'll be safe here. My workshop has pretty good soundproofing and barely anyone comes in. Just what crime did you commit exactly? They recalled a bunch of guards from the front line to track you down. It's unprecedented. Now they're patrolling the whole city and everyone's in a panic.
Minchia, abbiamo fatto un bel casino, abbiamo fatto.
Oh, we just...
Not yet, March. Branya said we could trust you completely.
You mean to say you don't trust me completely? Good. That's smart of you. But you needn't worry. Kokolia and I aren't even on speaking terms. It was her that ejected me from the Architects. I refuse to stand with her. I don't believe you guys would do anything bad. And the Architects are gonna need conclusive and publicly available evidence for me to think otherwise. Besides, I know the Architects, and if they did have any evidence, they would have released it by now. I know Kokolia's style. Get everyone into a frenzy first. Most people in a frenzy don't stop to ponder the details. Me? None. What Kokolia and the Architects get up to has nothing to do with me. My time is too precious. These days, I just spend my time fixing things in this workshop and playing music. If I'm not careful, I'll start boring you all with sob stories from the past. Let's get back to you guys. If long-lost Branya told you to come here, you must have something important to tell me. You can trust me. I know our paths have only crossed once before, but my intuition tells me you guys are good people. And I've got good intuition, by the way.
Beh, sei una donna, di solito l'intuizione. We may as well tell the long and short of it from start to finish.
try not to embellish.
So that's what's been happening. No wonder we hadn't heard from Bronya recently. After all these years in isolation and without a single word from below, this is what's become of the underworld? I believe you. There's no way you could have invented all those twists and turns. What's more, we have Miss Sela here as living proof. As for the Stellaron, I know why Bronya got you to... When I was still one of the architects working in the scientific research division, I never thought I'd hear that word again after being expelled by the architects.
Ok, era una degli architetti che lavorava allo Stellaron.
Only a very few people in Belobog know of the existence of the Stellaron.
Ok.
Those that do would never associate it with the Fragmentum or Eternal Freeze. But according to the data recorded in that robot, Svarog, the architects dug out the truth long ago. The research results were purposely hidden away to ensure that the outside world would never know of them. Just my luck. Out of all the research topics I could have chosen, I insisted on the Stellaron. It's clear now that anyone who wanted to get closer to the... Maybe I should be thanking Cocolia.
Così.
All she did was push me out. She could have decided to take a more permanent measure. I figured out that the Stellaron and the Fragmentum were linked, so I was already close to the truth. It's a shame that the architects ejected me before I could discover that the source of the Fragmentum was the Stellaron itself. Before I lost my position, I was applying for permission to survey this not long after I submitted my preliminary. Cocolia... It's been so many years since we last spoke. She became a completely different person when she took on the Supreme Guardianship. The convictions she once held, her enthusiasm... She gave the order to expel me herself, and refused to see me. I never understood that behavior, and sometimes I even wonder whether she really did become a different person. Is that possible? Perhaps there's a... Is she being compelled
La
by
Madonna.
previous generations of Guardians to make such baffling decisions? Japard? Not a chance. He's a decent... For my brother, orders are more important than anything. Even if you stuck Bronya's letter to his forehead, you need to choose your words carefully if you want to persuade him of something. It might be best if I talk to him. Yes. I never observed it directly, but I used lab simulations and outbound surveys to establish a rough location.
So, Serval knows. Conosce dove si trova lo Stellaron.
According to the survey results, the Stellaron is likely to the north of Belobog. Somewhere in the vast snow plains.
Minchia, somewhere in the vast snow plain. Vabbè, proprio...
Must locate it as soon as possible. Ideally before
Facile.
Cocolia takes action. Can you tell us the way?
Not a problem. I was thinking the same thing. But the area to the north of Belobog has been more or less swallowed up by the Fragmentum. If you want to get to the northern snow plains, you'll need to get past the Silvermane Guard restricted zone on the front lines first. Even if you get past the restricted zone in one piece, you'll have a whole heap of Fragmentum to deal with. Correct. And it's different from the underground towns you described. The Fragmentum there has quite literally torn everything to pieces. There's no sign of life.
Sounds like the three of us and Zila might not be enough. Why don't we go back underground and get Wildfire to
I
come?
fear we may not have the time.
Hey, enough pessimism. Back in my official capacity days, I spent a lot of time in the north. I got to know this calls for brainwaves, not brawn waves. How about I take you over myself?
Really? Great. Phew. It's less scary if someone you know is leading the way.
I want to see the Stellaron too, you know. It was my research topic for over a decade. You don't get that many decades in life. That's settled then. There's no time to lose. We should head out as soon as you're ready.
Ok, va bene. Direi che siamo pronti ad andare a cercare lo Stellaron. Beh, dovremo prima passare il Fragmentum, le guardie, insomma ci sarà un altro po' di botte da dare e vediamo come andrà. Direi che per questa puntata è abbastanza. Ci rivediamo al prossimo episodio qui sul canale di Games in una certa maniera con Honkai Star Rail. Ciao!